I would say the worst West Ham team I've ever seen is the Avram Grant year.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
We are actually level with conceded goals with Avram Grant's year now, and we still have Man City to play and Luton to play, who are fighting for survival. So, Adam Catterall was on TalkSport earlier this week saying we should give him a new contract because he's done well at us. I don't know who he's watching. I think we've had 3 wins this calendar year, and that's if you count the Freiburg win.
In all honesty, I just think with how negative a football we're playing, we're not even getting the chances anymore, to be honest. And it's like we say it week in, week out. You can anticipate what he's going to do before the match has even started. So if I can do that, and I'm standard Joe sitting on my sofa watching this, a professional manager who gets millions of pounds to manage a team is going to see this from a mile away. And
I'd love to know as well. You look at that team, right? And I think it's nigh on because he brought this up. He tried to bring it up by quantifying it, going, "Oh, it's the same team that drew against Liverpool," but it was a poor Liverpool team last week. I don't think Salah started. We shouldn't have drew 2-2. We went to Palace and got beat 5-2. I think it's the same team that got beat off Palace, and that Ogbonna Zuma centre back partnership hasn't worked for the last 2 months when he's tried it. So why aren't we using Ben Johnson? Is there no centre backs in the academy that we're going, they're worth a try at this point?
I like working with a smaller squad. A smaller squad is not 11 people. You know what I mean? It's not 11 people. At least have a pool of 20 to pick from Moyes. Like this, it's actually beyond a joke now because now it's like he has 13 people he trusts at West Ham, and it ain't working. We're 3-0 down. Bring on Aaron Cresswell.
I don't know what it's like. From an outside perspective. Maybe you've got Gavin who actually watches good football most weeks, but Edson Alvarez seems to get pulled every single week. First sub, every single fucking week. I think he's our best holding midfielder.
Yeah. No, I agree. I genuinely think he's our best holding midfielder. A lot of the time, he looks like one of the only players that's actively interested. Is the only way that I can say it. I think at the moment, right? Obviously my TikTok went up earlier, and one of the comments, 10 out of 10, is the manager is to blame, but some of the players have to be held accountable. And I back it. But I also think that the morale must be in the dirt. Because how can you look forward to going to Palace, fucked, Fulham, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, playing negative football, having none of the ball, barely getting a shot off, and sitting there going, yes, boys, I'm up for this game next week? No. I'd be depressed, mate. I'd be sitting there going, tell you what, I'm just going to pull an injury.
It feels like a weekly rant on the pod that we have. And I always think to myself, and that Palace result, I was thinking, that 5-2 can't get any worse. That 5-2 just can't get any worse. And that Chelsea game, I mean, they've just topped it. I mean, next week we get done off Luton. If we play like that, we're done. And Zuma needs to have a look at himself. Areola was weak today. Kufal was okay. Paqueta's gone. Paqueta's already in Manchester. He's there with his mop top and his fucking trench coat. Seeing Don't Look Back in Anger. He's already away. Antonio was the only one that showed a bit of fight. Kudus looked pissed off. But then, where's the will for them to play? Even if Paqueta's going and things like that. If you know he ain't going to be the manager next year, why are you going to want to play for him?
But also, right?
I get this. I get players not being happy with the current situation, and I completely get that. But at the end of the day, they're earning a fucking wage. You should still go out there and at least, even if your morale's down, you should still look to your key players. Paqueta, Kudus, Bowen. You know what? I'll give Bowen his props today. He was very unlucky. He's hit the fucking crossbar 3 times today. Yeah. He was the only one that seemed to do anything. But you can't, if it was Arsenal doing this, and they did it at the end of Wenger towards the start of Emery, is we weren't enjoying it, and the result showed it. Mate, you're getting paid. I don't know what West Ham's structure is like now, but ours was, you're getting paid $200,000 a week. That's good enough to be going on that pitch and at least putting a fucking fake smile on and trying.
I think also for me, there's got to be accountability. I think what we've seen with the players, I think they have to accept the fact that they're not turning up. I agree with you. You get paid a wage, right? Even if Moyes, with an absolute dross that he's trying to drag out onto the pitch at the moment, you need to show the effort. You put on the shirt, you're proud to wear it, and go for it. But I also think on the manager side of it, stand up and be accountable. So far, he's blamed fans, he's blamed players,
Would you
he's
see what he
blamed
done
refs.
midweek? He blamed the away wins on the possibility that we've lost Declan Rice, and you just like, that's fine saying that, but the first half of the season when we had away wins at Brighton and places like that, and Arsenal in December, you weren't calling for Declan Rice then. So what's changed?
You know what the thing is, right? Declan Rice is a big player. He's a big player for West Ham. He's a big player for us. If he thinks that he hasn't replaced him, that's his own fucking fault. He's brought 2 players in when Ward-Prowse and Alvarez to try and counter the hole that Rice had left. If he's moaning about it, he can't look to the fans, he can't look to the players, he has to look at himself.
Mm-hmm.
He has to look at his backroom staff. So unfortunately, you were European Cup winners last year, and so far, just this half of the year alone, it's more like a relegation form rather than European form.
We are so lucky the amount of points we've racked up in the first half of the season.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we are fucked. I think we've got. Just going off the top of my head, I think we may have got 14 points since January. I mean, that's relegation form.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only reason we're not further down is because the mid-table teams haven't done very well either.
No. I think luckily the way things have fallen around us, we're very lucky to be in the position we are. But I think if you look at the end, the way you've seen us play so far, like something has to change. And this whole people cut, and I'm hating it in the media at the moment because they're all backing him and you've had a good season. Have we had a good season? Because all of this year, at least like since January, we have just been slapped about. We have done nothing, and we have looked so absent.
The media are making it sound like it's a witch hunt for Moyes, and it just simply isn't that. Like,
it just isn't.
Yes, you can voice your opinion, and yes, there may be some West Ham fans that go a little bit too far, but there's that in every fan base. You know what I mean? Like when it was Neil Lennon at Celtic, he had a fucking fireworks show through his letterbox. I mean, that's not happening to Moyes, but they're acting as if it's like a trial and execution for Moyes.
Do you know what does me right? Is it at this very moment you've had Postecoglou lose 4 games straight in a row, and people in Talk Sport like Jamie O'Hara and Rory Jennings are calling for his head, but we have lost 11 games this year. We are apparently a pragmatic defensive team. We have conceded 70 goals this season, shipped them. And yet apparently he's doing wonders. And I just don't understand how they're looking at us through a different guise and going, yeah, we're doing all right, aren't we? We've had hardly any injuries all season.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, with I am not putting words in people's mouths here before people fucking start. I think people that go on TalkSport, sometimes Sky Sports, they look at Spurs and they look at they should be challenging for the title, and then you have the likes of, no offence, West Ham, where they should be happy to get in mid-table to the top end of the league, when it just simply isn't that. At the end of the day, yes, you might have not had very good form the past, couple of years. You won a European Cup, yeah, you should be happy about that, but you are happy. Like, you're not sitting here going, I'm not happy about that. It's this season. Like, the thing is, right, if you go to work and you don't do your job well enough, one, you're going to get sacked. You look towards the manager for help. If your manager isn't doing it, you move teams. You go somewhere else. You get a different manager in. Because why are you going to have the consequences for your manager?
I agree with you. The only thing I would say is as well, Steven Gerrard went through a tough period, and everyone didn't mind Steven Gerrard getting booted out and getting Emery in. So I completely get you. It just seems a witch hunt against West Ham fans. Like, we're never happy. It's because I think years ago we branded this West Ham way, and people are like, what is the West Ham way? Jeff Stelling's been a right cunt in the last couple of months going on about it. It's like, and also as well, I think I said this last week or the week before, it's like, if we knew what was happening with Moyes, he'd have a better reception from the fans. But this delay and delay and delay is just causing more stick than it's worth. He got booed today. He didn't even go over the away fans today.
That's a crime in itself. Sorry, Jay, that is a crime in itself. And that's one thing that pisses me off all over football. Your fans have paid fucking hard money for West Ham to travel over the fucking water, fucking watch that shit, and you don't even have 30 seconds to go over and go, my bad, I'm sorry. That's the one thing, well, not the one thing, that's one of the many things I like about Klopp. Win, lose, draw, he goes over there. Straight away. 100%. There's no reason, rhythm, rhyme, fucking anything that he should not go over and thank those travelling fans.
No,
it's a fucking crime in itself. Yeah. And that's one reason he should go. He's got no respect for the club. He says he does, he fucking doesn't.
No, he doesn't. He's living on it. This is the same man that refused to walk away from Man United and then got sacked, so he had a 7-year payoff him. This man has no loyalty. He wants a paycheck, which is fair enough because I don't think he's going to get a paycheck anywhere else. I want him either to... genuinely, I want the club to come out and just go... Apparently, Tim Steiden's put in the news through Fabrizio Romano going, oh, he's not staying. There's no way he's staying. I don't want it like that. I want the club to come out right now and go, he is not staying on. We are looking at our options. Because then, the last 2 games, the players then aren't looking at it going, well, if we lose, who cares? They're looking at it going, I need to put myself in the good books, the new manager that's looking at me. Whether it's... And by the way, I don't want Lopetegui. Before anyone asks what my preferred choice would be, I do not want Lopetegui. The ex-Wolves manager, I don't want him. Like, he done good at Sevilla, but he doesn't play good football, and we are in the exact same boat then. We're in the peddling top 10 with shit football. Yeah. I ain't doing it again.
What are the 3 reams that's left? Will, what was it? Will, what's his fucking name? Forgot his name. He's called Will. Can't answer his fucking first name. Fucking briefcase one.
To be honest, mate, I just want someone who's going to play football that I can actually turn the TV on and be proud to watch.
Yeah,
but if you look at Reims was in the lower part of the league, in the Ligue 1, and he took them with Lorient Balogun last season, who was 20 years old, scored 20 plus goals last season. He could do the same with Bowen, Kudos, anybody. His defence is solid. I think his midfield might be the only weakest part, but that was Reims' midfield. You guys actually have good players in midfield. They just don't really know how to work together, and I think that's one of the biggest problems as well.
I don't know about Ben. I've had some thought actually today after watching that shambolic 5-0. The 3 I'd like to see, if you had to give me 3 in no particular order, is Amorim from Sporting Lisbon, plays good football. I think he won the Superliga last year. Pacheska from Lille, quality football again, done brilliant at Lille. And then the third person, but I don't think you'd get him, is Ian McKenna from Ipswich, and he's only just got Ipswich promoted, and I don't see him jumping shit. But I want good football, and I don't want... If we're going to be mid-table, could we just be mid-table and good football?
Yeah, I'd accept that.
If Burnley go down...
No.
If... Not Company?
No, because he doesn't, in my opinion, he doesn't play good football. He tries to mimic City and Arsenal with players that can't do it, and he doesn't know when to stop that. And for me, that's the reason. I don't think he'll be able to do it at West Ham. We don't have the players. We don't have the midfield for that.
That's fair.
I get worried when he's... Sorry, go on.
I seen what he done in the Championship, and if Emery watched Burnley last season to this season, it's a different fucking team. It's the same players, but they don't play the same. If he played the way he did last season, not saying that they'd go on and fucking get Europe and stuff, but there wouldn't be in a relegation battle. It just wouldn't.
No, I saw a couple of games last year, and I agree. Yeah, Burnley would be doing a lot better if he kept to his own tactics. But I genuinely think, though, like when it comes to a derby, right, our most important games are any of the games in London, in my opinion. They're any of the games in London. It could be bloody Fulham. I don't care, right? At the moment, I would like to say we could paint them as irrelevant, but they thumped us 5-0. Like, just how many London derbies does he have to hemorrhage? Could you imagine?
From mind, this calendar year, I think we shipped 18 goals this year to London opposition.
Could you imagine, right? And this...
I thought them were tough.
What if Millwall were in the Prem? Could you imagine, right, us getting fucked by Millwall 4-0?
Right now, Ben, we would get beat by them.
But that's what I'm saying. They turn up and they
can't play football.
And, yeah, but that's what I mean. You need, like, these games, after hemorrhaging goals against London opposition, we're meant to be West Ham, we're meant to be an East London club, we're meant to be proud of where we're from and that. You're getting fucked by everyone over the river.
So I called this in January, right? Just after the Arsenal game when we lost 6-0, I said, I think we beat everyone bar Fulham the first half of the season in London. We would not do any of them, and the only thing we've done in London has been Brentford, and I think it was 3-2 if memory serves, or 4-3. It was one of them. It was close, but we shipped 5 at Palace, 5 at Chelsea, 6 at Arsenal. It's just been
awful,
a horror show. As I said, I don't know what you think, Ben. I personally don't see the problem. We're not right now. If he's got a man in mind that even if it's Lopetegui, I don't want Lopetegui, but if they've already confirmed Lopetegui, go do me a favour, just put it out there because it stops the toxicity. Then it cuts it clean.
It's not even that. It's a case of you want clarity from head to toe, but it shouldn't be this person's coming in. It should be Moyes isn't going to be here.
No, I agree with that.
That's what it should be until the end of the season. Let him go. Let him get his fucking flowers, his fucking.
He made another thing midweek, didn't he? He made another thing midweek going, "Oh, well, the contract is still there and I can sign it if I want to." Well, why are you threatening the fan base for that? There's no need to do that.
I'll agree with you with that, Gav. For me, I don't care what manager they're announcing at the moment. For me, the action needs to be he's gone either at the weekend or the end of the season, wherever. Our season's over anyway. But
is that not a bit thingy though, Ben? Is that not a bit? Is that not a bit like? Because I always say I don't want a manager out until I know I can get someone better. Is that not a bit against that?
To be honest, I would agree with that in normal sense, right? If we'd had a bang average season, we were just looking to make an improvement. I'd agree that you'd stick with what you've got until you got someone better. I think at the moment, though, like you said, we're lucky to be where we are. We're lucky we're not the bottom half of the table. And I think the problem is,
well,
the club's
will be. We will be by the end of the season.
Well, yeah, we will. But what I mean is the club's just sat silently in the background while we're getting packed every week. And then no one's coming out and saying anything. So yeah, you are getting toxic reactions from us. Do you know why? Say something, do something. You're meant to be the leaders of our club, and you're doing nothing other than, oh, don't worry, because we'll post a little Payet goal on Instagram. That's lovely. Right. Remind us when we used to play good football. Class. Cheers for that.
It makes you wonder, though. If it hasn't been decided who the manager is, the summer's going to be an absolute shitstorm because we're not going to know who to sign. And you've got to remember as well, Paqueta's gone. Yeah. Paqueta's leaving. Yeah. So and you've got to get at least 2 centre backs in if Mavropanos isn't reliably fit. And at the moment, right now, by the way, he looks like a first choice centre back for us. So you've got to get at least 2 centre backs in. You've probably got to get a striker in as well. I mean, how long have we been saying that? Oh. You've got so much to do in the summer.
That's the striker we got in. Moyes scared him off. So you know what I mean? Like the big, exactly. Free past Liverpool, one of the best teams in Europe. Nah, he's fine. Moyes don't fancy him. I don't know how many times we've said that about players that have come in and we've gone, Moyes won't fancy him. Yeah. Maxwell Cornet, there is a player in there. It's fine. He can have.
Yeah, you saw it Burnley.
He could have 5 minutes at the end of the game. Class, mate. That's lots of time to show your talent, isn't it? Half of the time, it's bloody extra time. It's 88 minutes. Yeah, you can go on, Max. We'll get a bit of a run in you, son. I'm actually. I know I sound defeated. I can't be arsed with him anymore. He's annoying me now.
I get what you're saying. Where the summer. It could be a fun and games if we don't know. Well, if you guys don't know what manager's coming in, but my point with this is, as long as the board has some sort of idea, and the manager has some sort of idea, it doesn't matter that you guys don't know. All that matters is Moyes is gone, and then you can start going again.
I'd agree to that in a sense, because I agree with you. Tim Steiden is apparently the way forward, right? If you look at the signings, he's not been a bad signing, really, in the 18 months he's been with us. He just hasn't. So you would think Tim Steiden's going to do the recruitment, and then he will be one of the main decision makers to have a new manager. What worries me is if you start bringing in players that Tim Steiden wants, which is, by the looks of it, playing out from the back and being quite on the front foot, and then you bring Lopetegui in, who again is sitting back, counter-attacking football. It makes me worry.
Sorry, 2 seconds. I need to double check because I'm not too sure that's the name I seen that was linked. But 2 seconds. Talk between yourselves.
Lopetegui's the ex-Sevilla manager. I mean, he's won the Europa League. It's not like he's a bad manager because he's not. I don't think. I think you need a complete identity change. If you're going to get rid of him for 4 years, after 4 years, you need a complete different mentality. You need what Tottenham had.
I think for me, right, we're already quite top heavy. I think you like when at the end of this season, we've got a lot of people going forwards. But I think the biggest problem is the reason that we're shipping goals is because you're right. The partnerships we've got aren't working. He doesn't seem to trust any youth at all. Which for me, right, I get it, right. You have experience.
The thing is, Ben, though, do you ever see a forward pattern of play? Like, I'm not even trying to just dig him out, but do you ever see like a total it's what I call a Mourinho counter attack, right? So as soon as they get the ball, they pass it forward. Then you see runners, always wide runners, loads, at least 3 runners. I never see that with us, and I always feel like when we counter, it's very like
slow,
impromptu. It's slow. It's impromptu. It's
well, I think
it's not structured.
We had 13 shots today, and I think we got 2 on target.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, both of them were on the bar.
Bowen was unlucky though. Yeah, Bowen was very unlucky.
I'm not saying they weren't unlucky, but they had. I think it's 29 shots and 14 on target.
Who signed Phillips?
Apparently, Phillips was a Moyes signing, if you believe the insiders.
Apparently, he's having decided to activate him for next season. Apparently, he's gonna, and he's not going back to City, so he needs to find somewhere, which is a fucking shambles.
I guess the last kind of topic on West Ham is just like if we're in trouble now, we've got a game against Luton. Obviously, we're at next weekend, Ben. Last home game of the season. I've got a really, really, really big feeling that if there'll be other implications in the fact that it could end up like a Burnley again. Where there is so much toxicity at that club. And do you know what as well? They're plastering this season ticket renewal stuff all over the website and that, and all over the internet.
Why would you?
Who's going to renew? Yeah. Who's going to renew right now without knowing? No one's going to renew.
But, I think if it wasn't for our fan base, I wouldn't be going to this Luton game. Because in all honesty, I struggle to watch Moyes on the TV. You saw it. You know, it was the league, the season before we won the conference. Towards the end of that season, mate, I just got to the point I couldn't be arsed watching. I think we were like...
Yeah, because after January we were shit.
Yeah, I think we went either 2-0 down or 3-0 down to Spurs, and he brought on 2 defenders, and I went, oh, fuck off, and I just turned it off and I left. Because... And I think the problem is, he should have left when he won. And the way we're going about it now, we're going to go all the way. We've paid for train tickets all the way down to London, so we're going to go all the way down. We're going to go watch the game, and quite genuinely, the way we're playing at the moment, I as much as I doubt it, I think Luton could end up winning, and it's going to destroy me.
Will. They've got something to play for.
Just get pissed and not remember this game. That's my opinion.
We're already on the beach. We've been on the beach since Leverkusen.
So I've just had a look. You have Lopetegui is one of the candidates. You also have Hansi Flick, and Ruben Amorim
who's the Sporting Lisbon.
Oh, right, okay.
I would take him.
Yeah, so would I.
He would be the one I would go for.
Apparently, we're looking at Francesca as well. The Lille manager. That's it, mate. Any of them that play good football. Yeah. All I want to see. If we're going to go mid-table, can we go Slaven Bilic mid-table?
Yeah.
And can we? You know, not being able to do Arsenal at the Emirates. Go to the Etihad and do City. Go to Stamford Bridge and get a draw out of them. Go to White Hart Lane and back there. It's like just get a couple of good results. I ain't on about wanting to win a fucking league, but can we put something together? Look at how good we are going forward.
Yeah. Well, some of the talent we've got going forward.
You've got one of the best young wingers about. Kudos. He was class at Ajax. Yeah, he maybe fell apart at the end, but it's because he wanted to push his move through, and he did.
Maybe laugh if he's gone. But it made me laugh if he's gone, if he wants to go.
He won't go. Telling you now, West Ham won't let him go. I think, personally, Sporting manager, there's a reason Liverpool are looking at him, because he plays good football, and he's a winner. He wants to win things. He's not one of these where, we lost 1-0 to City, but it's City. Nah. He wants to beat everybody. Yep. Or the Reims one that's just left, Will Still. Well, he's actually called William Still. But him plays good football, and he's pretty solid.
I just want to see
all he needs is
a response to the board, like Palace, right? Roy Hodgson, fair play. He was playing too defensively. His last game, he came out, played attacking. They got slapped. All right, whatever. They sack him. They bring in the Eintracht Frankfurt manager, and he has done bits, but no one is sitting there.
They do Liverpool at home. They do Liverpool at Anfield.
But no one.
2 weeks after him taking over.
The biggest thing that's annoying me, they've made a positive change, and no one is sitting there going, "Oh, careful what you wish for." And the problem is that term right now is like a trigger for me, because as soon as I hear it, I'm sitting there going, "I'm going to go into that studio and bitch slap Jamie Redknapp." Like
it's just a nonsense.
It's
just a nonsense.
I quite honestly, like you said, I would rather have a season where we finish 10th or 11th or 12th, whatever, and we turn up and we play like we did under Bilic, where we're scoring worldies against a certain team, or we're actually coming out and we're fighting. Oh, you got beat by Spurs? Yeah, it was 4-3. Like, we came out, we scored 3 goals against them. Not, oh, well, we turned up Chelsea today and they fucked us 5-0. Like, there needs to be, especially with the derbies, right? I'm not saying we'll turn up the City and we'll beat them, because at the moment, we're not even close to getting that. But I want to see fight in a London derby. It means something. If it was an Arsenal-Spurs game, right, and you turned up and you went 4-0 down in 10 minutes, you'd be sitting there going, well, what the fuck? It's a North London derby, you know what I mean? Any London derby, you should be up for it. You should be fighting. It's something that should get the players' backs up. They should be proud to wear that badge. But at the moment, I don't really blame them that much, to be honest, mate, because I struggle to get behind Moyes.
I've had this moment with Unai Emery. The man loves winning European trophies. We got fucking slapped in Baku by Chelsea. Not just slapped, fucking. It was not even just a European final. It was a London derby, a big one, and we didn't turn up. We got rid of Unai Emery shortly after that. We've been through that, but I think there's also another big thing that needs to be spoken about. And it's not just Moyes. I think Moyes is the biggest part of it, but your board needs to get something about them. They need to get some bite back and go, he might be the face of the team, but he is not the face of West Ham.
Well, that's apparently why Lopetegui's the favourite, is because David Sullivan gets on with the agent that represents him. I mean, that's just the wrong way of going about it.
It shouldn't be the fact that they're getting on with them. It should be the case of years Arsenal fans are moaning about the Cronkies. Don't run the club right. Don't spend any money. We're not winning anything. As soon as Josh Kroenke came in, well, he was already in, but took more of a shareholder. And look at us now. It's not like he's died. It's like, okay, you want this to be your project. You go do this. We're spending money, which we never used to. We're challenging for the league. We never fucking used to. We're going deep in, we can go deep into fucking FA Cups and Carabao Cups. It's about the board as much as the manager. If your board isn't being that involved in the team, involved in the club, so to speak, why should Moyes care? It's the same as Saka. If Saka isn't performing, he knows he's in next week. David Moyes, he knows he's there next game against Luton. He knows he's there to the end of the season, so he don't give a shit. You need to have them to turn around and go, you've just lost. How many have you lost on the bounce? 11, did you say?
No, we've got 1 win in 9 and not kept a clean sheet in 16.
That Dave's to turn around and go, that's not good enough. Cheerio.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
That's fucking ball knowledge, by the way. 2 wins this year, and one's Everton and one's Brentford.
This is going to sound daft. I'm not even a West Ham fan. I would rather have Mark Noble as an interim for 2 games rather than David Moyes for the rest.
I've said this. I think I said this maybe last month. Genuinely, just let us know what's happening. Put Nolan in front. It's so annoying, right? We're so shit in midfield right now. I don't think you'll know him. There's a geezer called Freddie Potts who's just been at Wickham. He's just got League One, I think, Player of the Season, or he's been in the Team of the Season for League One. He's come back because League One's finished. He won't get a game in the next 2 games.
Of course he didn't. No. But you also had one of the best midfielders in the Championship in Flynn Downs and
Cullen as well. As well at Burnley last year, but don't worry, we'll just sell him off. It's just so fucking backwards.
I just think there needs to be more clarity from head to toe with West Ham. As soon as the fans get that, yes, it won't stop everything with Moyes.
No,
but I keep referring back to Arsenal. When we knew Wenger was going, we still didn't want him there, but we were grateful for him.
Yeah, because exactly. You're enjoying the time you've got with him and going, thank you for your time, see you later. Onwards and upwards.
It is slightly different. It's not really. You know what? It's not. Arteta won us. He's going to win us the Premier League. But that's no this year. Wenger won us the Premier League, won us the FA Cups, took us to the Champions League final, which arguably we should have won, but we didn't. But we were thankful for that, but we still wanted him to go because he needed to go. It's the same with Moyes. You're grateful for the time, well, the short kind of success he's had, but he needs to go.
Yeah.
It's a simple, and it's not a witch hunt. It's an opinion. If you don't like football fans' opinions, you shouldn't be a fucking pundit.